just be honest. Trump was God ordained. I'ma just say God meant for Trump to be put in office because he's trying to teach y'all a lesson. And a lot of people won't understand this. But since I understand it, let me tell you. The best thing Trump did was shut down the U.S. when COVID hit. Why? Because it taught people how to not depend on the government, but depend on themselves. Depend on their community. Be with each other. Because at that rate, some people couldn't work. Others could. And y'all was still getting money. He still was giving y'all money to be at home. But for some people, y'all used it irresponsibly. For other people, they made a business out of it. They took that money and invested. Now, the government is shutting down again. Food stamps is going away. Now y'all got to depend on God. Or you can depend on yourself and starve. I've been going back and forth with people like, oh, we're not going to be able to eat. There's pantries out there. Oh, but we don't want that because it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. Well, then you can starve. We in a situation where you can either come together as a community or you can starve. If you can afford to go buy groceries, won't you buy enough for the people next door? People hate Trump so bad, but they're not realizing he was put in the office to shut all this down. Y'all depend on the government way too much. Way too much. Yes, I understand we can't afford certain things. That's why we have community. We have each other. If I got it, you got it. Start donating y'all money to the pantries. Go buy groceries, give it to the pantry so the pantry can give it out to people. Like, y'all spend y'all money on the most ridiculous things ever. Unless it's rent, car insurance, car note, cable. Well, cable don't even really matter. But just stuff that you really need, donate it to somebody who can use it.
Shout out to the sister because she's on to something. And to be honest with you, today, my wife and I, we were out and about. And the things that she described, those are the things that I've been talking about on this channel. And those are the things that we, jumped out there to do today. And my wife said something today, and it's right in line with this, which is why I wanted to do this video and I wanted to react to this particular clip here, is that we as a society, as a country, as a nation of people, we've gotten away from the sense of family, the sense of camaraderie, the sense of community. We've gotten away from it. There was a time that you could go to your neighbors and knock on the door and ask to borrow, a cup of sugar or something along those lines. There was a time that you would see people in the neighborhood and you wouldn't dare let those folks go hungry. You wouldn't dare let a child go hungry in your neighborhood. You wouldn't. There was a time when the family used to get together, once or twice a week to break bread for dinner or for lunch or whatever the case may be. And we've gotten away from that. And I think with everything that is going on, it's not just the shutdowns, with everything that is going on, the amount of layoffs and, potentially, AI taking opportunities and things of that nature, that we are being forced to come back together, and we are being forced to look to God for provision. No different than the Israelites out in the wilderness. If you guys get into the book of Exodus, and the people got to a point to where, they were murmuring and they were upset and they were, angry with Moses and Aaron, because they're like, hey, at least when we were in bondage, when we were in slavery, we had food to eat until we were full. And I think a lot of people are in a position today where they realistically need to look to God for provision. You can see my hat here. The Lord will provide. And he's putting people in a position where they don't have no choice but to seek him. So this young lady, she may be onto something. She may be onto something. And I know some of you guys, will jump out there and say, hey, Trump's not perfect, this, that, and the third. And I'm here to tell you that, no, he's not perfect. But what we do know about God is he will use anybody to get his point across or to take care of his people. He will. Hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going. I got a few additional clips.
The great white hope pardon you, Donald Trump.
Him, the racist.
I know.
Pardon an old, poor little black woman like me so I can reclaim my life and start over again. Not only did he give me a full and unconditional pardon, but he also made it illegal for them to chain women to the bed during childbirth. And then he passed the First Step Act. And then I walked in a list of 100 names of people that needed to be freed, and he freed several of those people before he left office. And these people are trying to convince me that I'm supposed to vote for the black woman who locked everybody up instead of the white man who freed everybody.
What a mess.
A mess.
When they call Donald Trump a racist, what do you think about that?
I feel like that's the kind of racism we need. And so for this man who they claim is such a racist, who not only gave me a fresh start, gave Kwame Kilpatrick a fresh start, gave Alice Marie Johnson a fresh start, pardon Kodak Black.
Shout out to Jesse and shout out to Angela Stanton Lee here, because she's absolutely right. If President Trump is truly a racist, I mean, he's either a very bad one, you know what I'm saying? Or, he's just not that. And she goes down the list here, the people that have been pardoned. But if you just look at the history, look at the history of this man, and you look at a lot of the positive things that were done. I mean, you think about the previous administration, there was a lot of positivity, for everybody, right? A lot of positivity for everybody, but especially those, within the Black community. When you think about, the opportunity zones, the First Step Act, home ownership reaching rates that we had never seen before in this country, poverty rates dropping to rates lower than we had ever seen, in the history of this country. There was a lot of really good things. And, for the people on the left to say that, oh, Trump's racist and Trump's this, that, and the third. And I mean, his track record just doesn't show that to be the case.
You mean to tell me that 7 Democrats are the reason that the U.S. government is still shut down?
Technically, it's not 7. It would be 5. There's 2 independents that are in the Senate right now. So you have 53 Republicans. You have 2 independents. Everybody else is a Democrat. But yeah, essentially, you need 5 to come across the board. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that, but the 2 independents are voting right now with the Republicans to open the government up right now.
Millions of Americans can't eat. Moms can't afford child care. SNAP benefits are cut off. We got to find money to pay people SNAP benefits now because of 7 Democrats. Do not let anybody tell you guys the lie that it's Donald Trump's fault, because it's not. President Trump has stated repeatedly what this is about. Let me tell you what it's actually about. This is about the fact that the Democrats want to extend the Obamacare subsidies. That's what this is about. President Trump has repeatedly said he will discuss extending this when the Democrats agree to reopen the government. You need 60 votes to overturn a Senate filibuster, for those of you that don't know. The Republicans don't have 60 votes to just push past the Democrats and reopen the government.
They have 53.
They have presented a continued resolution spending bill 15 times. 15 times the Republicans, the big rich quote unquote fat cats, the ones that quote unquote don't care about the common man, they proposed a bill 15 times to reopen the government. The Democrats said no, they're not budging until those Obamacare mandates get extended, or the Obamacare subsidies get extended. They are playing politics, not giving a damn about the people. So I need you to know who your congressman is, call them, and fuss at them until they vote to open the government. Stop the political pandering and the political BSing with the American people and with the pockets of the American people and the food in kids' mouths. Period.
He's absolutely right. And it's not just your congressmen, it's your senators. I don't know how many of you guys know exactly who your senators are. If you don't know who they are, you should reach out to them. I know who they are here in Maryland. If you live in the state of Maryland, you need to go ahead and reach out to also Brooke and Senator Van Hollen. The dude that was out there caping for the Maryland man down there in El Salvador. Go reach out to him. He was caping for illegal immigrants. You need to get that going, get in there and cross the aisle and get the government open. Handle business. Do what y'all need to do. But the thing is that I'm a firm believer that when people show you who they are, you need to believe them. And no different than what the young lady that opened this video up with, she said it. We are being pushed. The people are being pushed to look to God to provide for them. Not to these Democrats, not to the Republicans, not to the quote unquote independent, not to the House of Representatives, and not to the Senate, and definitely not to the White House. We need to be looking to the Lord to provide. He told us that he will never leave us, he will never forsake us, and that he will be there and that he will provide. We're being pushed into a position, into a situation where we have to go there. Now, I know there's some people out there that watch the channel that say, hey, I don't believe. What about us? Hey, it's time to believe. It's time to walk that walk. Seriously. Because you out here thinking that you got it, or you thinking that another man got it. And I'm here to tell you that that ain't it. I'm here to tell you that's not it. Now, I will say this. For those of you all that are blessed, go out there and show up and show out for these people. You know, those that are members of the body of Christ, if you have more, you have a surplus, go give. If you don't have a surplus, you got some time, you got a surplus of time, go give some of your time. Thankfully, out here in Maryland, there are so many good people that are out there that you can't even volunteer if you wanted to right now at the food pantries, because there's been so many people that have decided that, hey, I am going to help. And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. But there are ways to get out there and help your fellow man, you know, get out there and help God's people. This is an opportunity for the church to show up and show out. Seriously. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
We won't stop. I won't quit. Stand for the truth. No counterfeit. Real ones rise. Let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies. Let the darkness live.